Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 terrifying things caught in photos. So, millions of photos are taken every single day. Most photos look totally innocent, but how many times have you actually taken a second look at a photo you've taken? Well, these are 10 times people did just that, and they found something truly terrifying. So if you're ready to be scared, then let's get right into it. But first, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too? Coming in at number 10, we have ghostly swing set. So when you were a kid, you likely went to parks and swing sets. You probably have happy and fun memories of them. Well, this playground and swing set located in Russia is a bit different. As you can see, it looks very scary. But you may be saying, well, that's just because of the mist and the weather. Sure, that does add to the atmosphere, but look closely and you might see something very scary in this photo. In case you can't see it, look at the fourth swing down in the image. If you look very carefully, you should be able to make out a face and even part of a body. This kind of looks like a young girl. Now, as I said already, this was taken in a small town in Russia. Well, a few years before this photo was taken, a girl died in the town mysteriously. She went missing and then her body was later found in the forest, but it was never revealed how this happened. Well, that young girl used to go to this very same park and play on that same swing. And I'm not just talking about this swing set, that was her favorite swing. Something sure does seem creepy here, but let me know your thoughts on this image. Next up is haunted restaurant. So, we all know that things like graveyards and boats can commonly be haunted, but something that isn't often haunted is a restaurant. Well, then get ready to hear the bizarre story behind this very haunted restaurant. One day, an American kid was celebrating his birthday. His parents took him out to eat at a restaurant and all was going fine. As people often do at restaurants, his mom took his photo. Now it looked all normal and he was even wearing a pirate hat, as it was a pirate-themed restaurant. This is because it's located right by a pier. However, when they took a second look at the image the mom took, they noticed something very odd in the background. Look over the kid's shoulder on the left and you'll see a mysterious dark figure. Now, some people said this could just be a waiter or a customer, but the mom says she specifically remembers nobody being behind her son when she took the photo. And also the figure's bent over in a creepy way, kind of like a hunchback. Well, here's where it gets very odd. I already said this restaurant is located on a pier. Well, one day, decades before this photo was taken, a ship sank right by this pier. Over 100 members of the ship's crew drowned, while 13 others survived. Ever since then, this pier and especially this restaurant is said to be haunted, and that is because apparently the ship's crew ate at this restaurant just before their boat sank. Next up is hidden face. So this photo looks totally normal. It was taken in Canada a few years back and shows a group of girls having a good time. Now it all looks totally normal from a first glance, and they simply seem to be just standing outside some stores. Well, look above the girl wearing a green t-shirt and a red scarf and you'll see something very scary. As you can see, there's a man pulling a terrifying face. Now you may be thinking this is simply a friend of these girls. Well, that's where you would be wrong. None of the girls know who this guy is. And there's even theories of this photo online that says this guy's not even a human. The reason why people say this is because look at the guy's eyes, they're purely white. And it's not just the case of a bad camera, as everyone else's pupils can be seen. Also, if this guy was just a prankster photobombing these girls, don't you think someone would have noticed? This all seems very odd and sinister too. Or is this simply just a guy pulling a prank on these girls and nobody happened to notice? If so, then he's got to be the best prankster ever. Well, aside from Ethan Bradbury, of course. Next up is baby. So this may sound kinda stupid, but to me nothing is more scary than babies. Just think about it, in every horror movie babies can be seriously creepy. I guess it's because they can be super cute, but at the same time super terrifying. Well, if you don't believe me, then check out this photo. One day a woman was spending the day with her baby nephew. She was supposed to be babysitting and all was good and they were having a nice time. So she took the photos and sent it to the baby's mom, aka her sister. Her sister said they were nice photos, but she also said, "Who's that girl in the back?" And that is exactly when the babysitter started to freak. As you can see in the background of the image, there appears to be a small girl with her hands on her lap. Now, as soon as the babysitter realized this, she turned around, but no one was there. And it was only her and her nephew in the house the entire day. The thing that gives me chills about this photo is how the girl is sitting. No child sits in a formal way like that, and also her dress seems to be from the old times. Perhaps this is a girl who passed away decades ago who lived in the same house. Who knows, is this house really haunted, or is the little girl something else? Next up is mirror mirror. Now you may have thought the only scary thing about mirrors is seeing your own ugly face right in it. but it turns out they can be much more terrifying. One day a girl took a selfie with her webcam and it seems like an average teenager selfie, right? In fact, it's even a pretty Instagrammable photo. Well, that is until you notice the mirror behind her. As you can clearly see in the mirror, there's a terrifying demon face in it. Now this doesn't make any sense, as mirrors are supposed to reflect things, but there's nothing in front of the mirror to reflect. Perhaps this demon can only show up in mirrors and not in photographs. The face looks very angry, and if I was the girl who saw this, I would be terrified. Let me just say that mirror would be getting smashed. Actually, smashing mirrors bad luck, so who knows what would happen if you smashed a haunted mirror. Yeah, I don't even want to imagine. But whatever's going on in this photo, something seriously seems wrong. Next up is passed out. So this is a really mysterious photo which was taken a while ago but was only recently made public. A guy's mom took this of his dad and it was a family mystery for ages. But a few years back he posted it to Reddit for the world to see. As you can see, it shows the guy's dad with a cat crawling on him. The mom simply thought this was a funny photo, so she decided to snap it. However, after getting the images developed, she noticed something very odd underneath the coffee table. What appears to be a human head lying sideways can be seen underneath the table. Some people tried to debunk this photo, saying it was simply their friend pulling a prank. But the mom swears nobody else was in the house at the time. And also if they were, this would be a pretty weird and dumb prank, so I doubt that's the case. Now, something odd is the previous owner of this house actually shot himself in the head. This has caused some to say that it's the guy's ghost, but what do you think? The house is kind of a mess, so it's hard to see what's going on. No offense, mom, who took this, but would it kill you to clean up the place? Some people actually thought this was a ghost, but because the head isn't see-through, this can't be the case. I am honestly baffled by this photo, but if you have any ideas of what this head could possibly be, then let me know in the comments below. Next up is Subway Girl. So this photo is a mixture of mysterious, creepy, and kind of funny. One day in Singapore, a guy named Kendrick Cam was on his way to work on the subway. That was when he noticed a girl looking and smiling at him with her eye. That's right, it seriously looks like this girl's smiling at him with her eye. So Kendrick felt super uncomfortable and even snapped a secret photo of the girl and posted it to Facebook. In a matter of hours, it went viral and many people debated how her eye could be smiling. It was literally like the Singapore version of the viral dress photo. Ugh, remember that? Anyway, after a while, people realized it wasn't her eye and it was her mouth the entire time. But this photo is still pretty creepy as the girl looks so passed out. And what's even more bizarre is this girl never came forward despite her photo being on live news. Of course, this is just a girl sleeping in the photo, but don't lie, this would creep you out if this happened to you on the subway. I mean, no offense to this girl, but she freaks me out. Next up is Park Nights. So this one is close to home for me as it was taken in the UK. One guy took his family to a local park and began to take some photos. He didn't notice anything unusual at the time until he looked at the photos later and saw two spirits in the background. As you can see, both of the figures are grey and appear to be lurking in the background. He posted the photos online and it didn't take long for people to realize these guys are wearing chainmail. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Chainmail is what knights used to wear, and this was taken right next to an old castle. But not just any old castle, it was right by Leeds Castle, which is said to be the most haunted castle in the world and the most haunted place in the UK. So don't you think it's kind of a weird coincidence that these two mysterious chainmail figures were seen right by a haunted castle? This has led to many people believing that these are ghosts of knights who used to live or work in the castle. As I already said, the castle is known for ghost sightings, so this wouldn't exactly be unusual. And these guys obviously weren't just reenactors or something, as there's only two of them and the guy couldn't see them when he first took the image. What do you guys think about this photo? Is it just two guys the photographer happened not to notice who look like they're wearing chainmail? Personally, I think they could be ghosts as there's just so much weirdness surrounding this image. Next up is Handy. Now this one is very creepy and kind of sad as well. So one day a mom was bathing her son. Now we all know that new moms love to take photos of their kids, so that's exactly what this mom did. She snapped a photo and it looked all very nice. However, when she went to upload the image to Facebook, she realized an extra hand in the image. As you can see, the hand of what looks to be an old woman is grabbing her hair. As you can see from the image, nobody else was present at the time, so whose hand could this be? Well, that is where things get very unsettling. After the photo was taken, the mom began researching her home. Now, she found out that over a century ago, a woman who used to own the house took her own life in it. The woman had a miscarriage and she couldn't live with the sadness, so she took her own life. And the scariest part is, she drowned herself in the exact same bathtub the photo was taken in. Could this hand be the ghost of that same woman? A lot of people think so, and an entire Reddit thread was even set up to talk about this photo. This one is very creepy, and even people who say they definitely don't believe in ghosts actually come around to the idea when they see this image. I don't know about you guys, but this one really does give me chills. Next up is Party Demon. So this one was taken at a well-known pub in England. The pub is known for having a friendly ghost that haunts it all the time, and the ghost is of the former landlord who used to own the pub. One day the pub was having a special event and a guy took a photo of his friend on his iPhone. However, in the background over the guy's shoulder you can clearly see what seems to be a face. The face isn't connected to any kind of body or anything and seems to be floating in mid-air. This has led many to believe that it's the bartender's ghost. This isn't the first time he's cropped up, but this is the best image of him so far. As I said, the people who frequent this bar say the ghost is friendly, so maybe this old bartender just wanted to join in on the fun. Some say this image could be of something else, but it seriously looks like a face to me. And those who used to know the barman say this looks a lot like him. What do you think about this photo? Is it a pile of junk, or is it really the landlord's ghost? Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most scary photo on this list. And if you want something on the less scary side, then check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, so click it to check it out. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what you're waiting for, subscribe to Top 10s.